They think mental health treatments don't work. 3 things you hear. 2 things you smell.
And 1 thing you eat. Anxiety issues, I have panic attacks, and exactly this happened at work. She must decide to cry. I was like, holy shit. What just happened? Did I do something wrong?
Hey everyone, welcome to
Kopi
Kopi
Gong!
Gong! Well, this is Kopi Gong No Cap, the special edition from Kopi Gong because we're going to talk with youths about youth's concerns and aspirations. And well, today we are talking about mental well-being at the workplace. You know, like youths or like young adults, right? They have a lot of things to juggle. You know, their aspirations, their dreams, their friendships, responsibilities. Last on top, right, when they first step into the workplace, it's a lot of uncertainties as well.
Of course.
And I think all this, when you put together, it creates lots of mental stress, you know, and their mental well-being. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
And of course, to help us better understand the stigma of mental well-being in the workplace and how to create an inclusive environment for those who are struggling with mental well-being, we have with us today Cynthia and Narish.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Cynthia. I work full-time as a PA and I'm also a freelance actress on the side.
Hello, I am Narish, 23 years old. I am working full-time with a charity organisation called Impact. So I'm a youth mental health advocate.
A quick question. I mean, what are the stigmas and perceptions that you actually experience at your workplace when you sound out to people about, you know, mental well-being? Let's start with Narish.
Yeah.
I think a lot of misperceptions about mental health issues are they think mental health treatments don't work. Mental health issues can be solved by yourself. You don't need anyone. And lack of understanding by family and friends about mental health.
For Cynthia, what if your current workplace, right? And what if your colleague comes to you and says they're struggling with this? Like, how do you actually see this, you know?
Well, I think like we gotta keep an open mind first of all, because like what you say, we cannot really understand what they're going through, and I feel like everyone is facing a silent battle that they don't speak about. Like they just keep it to themselves, and then yeah, that's I feel like
so a lot of patience.
Yeah, she's a very empathetic
lady.
Because next on I want to ask Ben. Ben, you are a boss, right?
I mean, yeah.
And the same person comes up to you and say, boss, like I cannot man, like stress, anxiety, and it comes in multiple times. Like, so
boss, I cannot.
A boss,
I cannot.
Okay, as a boss.
So what I want to say is that I think
misperceptions.
Yeah.
People are not more open. We're more educated now. In the past, I think where I started off working, we are taught in a perception that there's no such thing as mental well-being. It's all you. Attitude.
That's what my parents think also.
Yeah, exactly.
So we were taught in that perception. So naturally, when we become business owners, we don't fully understand, and we can be judgmental by mistake. But I think with today's information, I do have staff and colleagues who actually go through mental well-being issues. And what I'm glad about is they're very open about it. So when they start working with me, I go like, why this person like that? What? Honestly, I'm so sorry to say that.
No, I agree with you.
Because I am a very open person and I tend to chat a lot, they came forth with saying that, you know, I am someone who have anxiety issues, I have panic attacks, and exactly this happened at work. She must decide to cry. I was like, what just happened? Did I do something wrong? And then we had a chat and I realized that, oh, so this is what triggers you. And this is my tone can trigger you, or your colleagues' actions can trigger you. So as the owner or the boss, our job is then to ensure that the environment avoids such triggers, that everybody is empathetic in the situation. We can't assume anymore. And I think it's important to realize that assumptions is the biggest error for people who are going through mental well-being. Because it doesn't mean that they have a flaw. It just means that on certain situations, they don't handle it in the way that your own perception perceives it. But there's no fault. But there's a lot of patience and empathy required, and I think we need to move towards a more loving and a more accepting environment, because the always, I would say, is over.
Now, following next question, what are some signs and symptoms to know that this person is going through mental struggles?
True.
Yeah.
I think since you have your colleagues, you have to really keep an eye on them. Just be observant a little bit. See if they are quiet or isolating themselves. Usually more lethargic than usual. they're feeling more tired, or increase of absentees, increase of productivity. So they tend to finish tasks even slower, or taking too long finishing a task.
They drag their feet on it.
Yeah. So I think these are the symptoms.
I feel like this inclusive thing, right? It takes two hands to clap.
Yes, I think it's two ways.
Yeah, like your bosses, your employers, they are actually nice people, you know, but maybe on our end, we're just afraid because it's a new environment. It's not like in your comfort zone or in your own circle of friends that you can be real. Okay, we talk about like how people in the workforce around you can be inclusive. Now let's switch it around, and how can youth cope? You know, so just now we talk about like, you know, people around us, we should be understanding, we should be inclusive to people who are struggling with their mental thoughts. But right now, if you are the youth who's like, you know, struggling a little bit with mental thoughts here and there, like how can you cope with it?
I think on a daily basis, for let's say a youth who's thinking a lot at work or too much of tasks, I will actually teach them grounding skills. Ground yourself in the present. So first of all, you have to do deep breathing. So this will take 2 minutes. Deep breathing works well, correctly if you breathe through your abdomen, not on the chest. A lot of us breathe through to the chest. Yeah. So as you breathe in, it will inflate. You breathe out and deflate.
So it takes in more oxygen also to help your mind clear up, right?
Yeah. It's called box breathing actually.
Box breathing.
Yeah. So like 4 or 5 seconds, breathe in through your nose, hold it there for 5 seconds, and then breathe out through your mouth for 5 seconds, and then hold it there and then sigh.
Nice.
So this will actually help them to calm down first.
Yeah, and bring yourself in the present. And then after that, you do a couple of minutes, you can do these 5 things you see, 4 things you touch around
5
you,
things you see, 4 things you touch,
3 things you hear, 2 things you smell,
and 1 thing you eat. Not taste. I thought I got big.
Almost there.
So this will bring yourself back into the present, like you are aware of your surrounding now.
Well, I hope that we all learned something today.
I obviously did.
Yeah. And I think the most important thing is that you learn how to cope with it, and don't be afraid to seek help when you know that you are battling with unhealthy thoughts.
You know, a lot of youth, they find that I don't want to seek therapy because it's expensive. Right? A lot of people will have this conception that, hey, it's going to cost me a lot. But actually, there are quite a few places in Singapore which you can go for counselling therapies at. Like one of them is called Agape. AGAPE. I don't know if you guys heard of it. Yeah, so apart from Agape, which I mentioned just now, there's like this free chat by IMH, so they offer free assessment to young adults.
And I think we just want to say that there are a lot of support out there for you. So if you are really battling through, you know, some struggles in your life, feel free to just seek help. Okay, you're not alone.
Important to understand the need for inclusive environment, with an environment that has you know, the right resources, and promotes empathy and understanding with a lot of patience, because you know, mental well-being is not a flaw. And in fact, many of you might have gone through it, just that you're not aware.
Yeah. You know, I secretly do believe that like every single one of us have our own struggles, like mental struggles. It's only like how you cope with it. If you cannot cope with it, you share with it. You share with someone.
Don't let it amplify.
Yeah.
Wow, very interesting topic today. I think I've learned another 20% new knowledge.
And that's the end of our today's episode. If you have any questions, please feel free to use the comment box as well to comment. And if you have any concerns with regards to the topic on mental well-being at the workforce, please let us know as well, or any actually mental health concerns or like struggles that you actually face. You can also comment down in the comment box. Of course, remember to click on the notification button to receive our latest news and content, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Subscribe. Bye bye. Kopi Gong No Cap.